There are three kinds of people: those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those who wondered what happened. This is your time to bud, to bloom, and to blossom into a bright and beautiful future. One for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. Some of us that got stuck. Three to get ready. I'm gonna write that book one. Three to get ready. I'm gonna start that business one day. Three to get ready. I'm gonna write that, say that poem. Three to get ready. I'm gonna leave that job. Three to get ready. I'm gonna move to a different location. Three to get ready. I'm gonna get out this toxic relationship. But they're stuck on three, get ready. You got the education, you have the inspiration, you have the transformation, and now you got the motivation to get up and get it done. One for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. But it's time to go. Go for your dreams, go for your goals, and go for your aspiration. This is your time, and this is your turn. This is the decade. You're gonna have to get it done, and get it done now. What time it is? Now o'clock.
All right, all right, all right. It's now o'clock, y'all. It's now o'clock. As Chris Robinson would say, it's due day. It's time to get it done. And I'm here. I'm JJ Conway. I'm so excited to be with you today for our Wealthy Me in 23 Monday. We are taking the best talks from the Wealthy Me in 23 conference, and we are rebroadcasting them for you. And I am inviting you to join me in the discussion afterwards. So if you know you want to talk about the points that are shared in the upcoming presentation from Dr. Jonas Gadson, that I'm going to drop a link in the chat. I'm going to drop it in the chat right now, and you will be able to join us here on StreamYard. You'll be able to come on backstage. I will bring you in and we will do a little panel discussion. We'll have a nice little screen looking with all of us who decide to join in, and we will talk about the impact of Dr. Jonas's talk, Dare to Dream, and then Do It Now. Now, look, if y'all don't jump in, it's just going to be me, but that's okay. Y'all know I like to talk because the Lord has been good to me, and I love to tell of his goodness and his mercy. I'm so glad that y'all are on today. Much love to you, my brother B1 all the way. Now, look, I want to tell you something. If you like what you hear today, two things. First of all, if you like that little promo, I want you to get with P. Wiggs Production. Yes, that name sounds real familiar because that's my firstborn miracle baby. He has launched his own little company, P. Wiggs Productions. He is learning that sometimes fulfilling orders is not the same as playing around on the equipment, but he's getting so good at doing those cuts. If you have some video content, I'd prefer it be content from you speaking at one of my events, but if you have some video contents and you need some shorts, you need some promos, you need some sizzle reels, you hand them over to P. Wiggs Production. He gonna take good care of you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, all right. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call up the presentation from Dr. Jonas Gadson at the Wealthy Me in 23 conference that we had. It was a hybrid event here in Alexandria, Dallas area in Texas. Arlington, Dallas area of Texas. And we had a wonderful time. And he came in and spoke via Zoom to our hybrid event. And here is his presentation.
There are three kinds of people: those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those who wondered what happened. I am a person that makes positive things happen, and I know that you are too. I'm Dr. Jonas Gadson, DTM, known as Mr. Enthusiastic. I have another positive, powerful, and purposeful message for you again today. Certainly want to thank J.J. Conway, for this great privilege and this pleasure to share this powerful, positive, and purposeful message for you today. Dare to dream and then do it. If it's going to be, it's up to me. And if you're going to get through, it's up to you. You are the magic. This is your time and this is your turn to take a chance, take charge, and take control of your life. This is the decade for the doers. Dare to dream. Dare to write that book. Dare to open up that restaurant. Dare to come out of your comfort zone. Dare to do what you know to born. You are pregnant with possibility. Don't abort your dream. Birth your dream. I like what Dr. Martin Luther King says, what the time is always ripe to do what's right. So I'm going to share some pointers. It's a simple message, but it's really, really powerful for each of you today. We want to encourage you to hold on to your dreams. Hold on to your aspiration. Don't nurse it. Don't rehearse it. Don't curse it. Well, if I can't nurse it, I can't curse it, I can't rehearse it. Oh, what to do? Reverse it. This is reversal time. This is your time to go for it. And the first thing I'm going to dare to dream and then do it. Number one, to be what you're supposed to be. That's a directive. It's your time to educate yourself. Educate came from the Latin word to lead and to draw out the greatness that are laying dormant in you. This is your time to bud, to bloom, and to blossom into a bright and beautiful future. So to be that, and be not conformed, one of my favorite books said, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by renewing of your mind. A checkup from the neck up. Another book said, don't let the world squeeze you into its mold. To be to all that you're supposed to be. This is your time, as I indicated. And this is the time to be that author. Open up that business for the first time. Write that book. Get around some positive, powerful, and purposeful people. There's an African proverb that said, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, get you a coach. Bonus from Jonas, there's an African proverb that if there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do you no harm. And so you got to develop yourself from within. And if you develop yourself within, you'll never do without. So number one, you got to be. Number two, you got to do. You got to do whatever. You heard about sociology. You heard about psychology. Bonus from Jonas. Duology. It's your time to get up and do it. And do it now. What time is it? Now o'clock. Bonus from Jonas. Don't turn your couch into a coffin. I think I said something. I think that's a bonus from Jonas. I said, don't turn your couch into a coffin. Bonus from Jonas. When your value is clear, your decision is easy. So you don't want to be, and then you want to do what's necessary to take that course. Congratulations to those that's on this conference, took time out of your business schedule. Zoom in on Zoom. Get your face in the book. This is your time, and this is your turn. This is the decade. You're going to have to get it done. Get it done now. What time it is? Now o'clock. So you got to be, and then you got to do. Then you got to have. You're going to have, but you got to be able to put some work effort in. I've invested over $2 million in my personal and professional development, because the biggest room in the whole wide world is room for improvement. You can always better your best. So not only you got to educate, but you have to have inspiration. We stop by for these few moments here to give you some inspiration, to give you some hope. And when you spell out hope in acrostic, having only positive expectation for you. And then not only you got educate, not only you got inspiration, but you also have to have transformation. Bonus from Jonas. Move away from change to transformation, because change is temporary, but transformation is permanent. It doesn't matter how many legs a caterpillar has and how fast he can run. He can never fly until he's transformed into a butterfly. So the caterpillar must die in order for the butterfly to fly. What is in you that need to die? The doubts that no one never did this before. I never had that opportunity. None of that. That needs to die. And you need to get rid of your hurts, your habits, and your hang-ups. We stopped by today to give you H4, the healing power. This is your time, and this is your turn. And then you got then the other thing is the motivation. The people say, I need to be motivated. Well, if you're heading the wrong direction, you don't need motivation. You need education. Turn around. So you got the education, you have the inspiration, you have the transformation, and now you got the motivation to get up and get it done. And do it now. And do it now. And so then you got to be. You have to do. And then you have to have. Dare to dream. And then do it. And understand, bonus of Jonas, don't focus on what you have lost. Focus on what you have left. Because what you have left is enough to get the job done. And also to remember, bonus of Jonas, when your value is clear, your decision is easy. And if you cheat yourself in your preparation, it will show up in your presentation. So dare to dream and then do it. Do it. I dare you. You know, sometimes you hear the old saying, 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. And some of us that got stuck. 3 to get ready. I'm going to write that book one. 3 to get ready. I'm going to start that business one day. 3 to get ready. I'm going to write that, say that poem. 3 to get ready. I'm going to leave that job. 3 to get ready. I'm going to move to a different location. 3 to get ready. I'm going to get out this toxic relationship. But they're stuck on 3 get ready. So I stopped by today and stopped by in your mind, said 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, but it's time to go. Go for your dreams. Go for your goals and go for your aspiration. This has been Dr. Jonas with the bonus DTM, known as Mr. Enthusiasm. Had 30 years of corporate training, trained people from around the world, specialized in communication effectively. And then we was want to encourage you to live your dreams again and dare to dream and dare to do it. This is your time. This is your turn. Zoom in on your dream. This is the time to go for it and turn your obstacle into opportunity. Turn your stumbling blocks into stepping stone and turn your scars into stars. And so we just want to encourage you to get in contact with me. You can get me on Zoom, not on Zoom, but yeah, on that too. You can get me on Facebook. You can get me on Instagram. You can get me on LinkedIn. And also, here's my telephone number. You can call me area code 585-703-9547. That's 585-703-9547. And remember, since greatness is possible, excellence is not enough. Go for greatness. Go for greatness. Go for greatness. Dare to dream and then do it. Dare to dream and then do it. Dare to dream and then do it. Do it. Do it. And do it now.
Woo! 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 All right, y'all. Do it. Do it. Do it. And do it now. If you've ever read my book, Overcome Inertia, what is in the back of that book for you to put on your fridge? Later never comes. Do it now. Now, here's what we're going to do now. First, I'm going to turn off my alarm. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right. First, I'm going to turn off my alarm that says, don't forget about noon prayer, y'all. Okay. Got to keep the Lord first. Okay. So what we're going to do for the rest of our time together is we're going to do some implementation, because it's great to hear an exciting, rousing, encouraging talk, right? It's exciting to hear that. Now, if you want to join in the participation, Oops, I'm off mic again. All right. Uh, sorry about that, y'all. I was actually making fun of myself for the fact that my phone went off in the middle of my own broadcast, right? Like, what am I gonna do? Buy myself lunch, right? What was what used to be buy donuts, and now we're trying to be healthier, so it's buy lunch. Look, y'all, it's great. It's great to hear such super encouraging. And Dr. Jonas is one of my favoriteest speakers. Every time he speaks, even though the content is so along the same lines, there's always new nuggets. And he said, don't worry about what you lost. Look at what you have left, because what's left is enough. And I think about that car accident. Y'all, my teenager is driving now, and he is yesterday was his first time. He's got his permit. It's his first time driving on the highway. He drove to his loctician, his hair appointment in Arlington, and that's about an hour and a half from here. And he drove on the freeway, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, it's taking me flashbacks to when I had that car accident. And one of the things is they came home, and he talked about how he almost hit somebody because he didn't turn to look. He was only using his mirrors. He didn't turn to look at the blind spot. And his attitude about it was like, oh, well, it's fixed. I got it next time. I got it. And I'm like, I had my entire life was ruined by some 19-year-old kid who wasn't paying attention to the road and thought he got it. And as soon as I started going off, I felt it rise up in me, and I said, oh, I need to remove myself from this situation before I give my son a complex about driving, right? Like, I want him to be careful, but I don't want him to be afraid of driving. I need him to get out there and drive enough that he can hold his own on these Texas back roads where everybody's going 85, 90. Like, the speed limit on some of these roads is 85. So people are going 100, right? So I had to remove myself from the situation. And I thought about what Dr. Jonas said about focusing on what you have left, because that's enough. And even though almost 6 years later, I am not where I want to be, I have regained so much of my mental faculties, so much of my abilities, so much of my physical strength, still working on the complete package of health, but so much of my life has been restored. How dare I offend God by saying my life is over because some kid? I didn't realize that was still in me. And today, some of us have got some things that are stealing away our dreams, and we don't even realize that it was still in there latent all this time until some situation brings it up. And then all of a sudden, that energy and that emotion comes up. But we were encouraged today with Dr. Jonas, dare to dream and then do it now. That means do it no matter what kind of negative emotions come up in your life. That means do it even if you don't feel like you're good enough. That means do it even if you don't feel like people are going to support you. If it's a calling on your life, if you've been called to do this and do that, and you've been called to make this happen and that happen, maybe people don't want to walk with you, but maybe you weren't meant to have people walk alongside you. Maybe you were meant to blaze the trail. Maybe you were meant to be the one cutting down the thick jungle so that other people can walk through. We all have a different calling in life. And it's important for us to do what we've been called to do, whether other people are with us or whether they are not with us, whether other people approve or whether they think we're crazy. It's time to do it now. It's time for us to focus on what we have left instead of pining away for the past. And we can think that we are there, and we can think that we're moving forward, but every so often we're like, well, how come I'm not hitting? How come I feel like I'm hitting a wall and I can't get further? How come I can't bust on through to the other side? How come I can't make more money in my business? How come I can do well with my husband or my wife for so long, but then I blow up and I start back all over again? How come I get to a point where my kids, where they're being respectful, they're doing what I need them to do, and then all of a sudden this happens or that happens, or it's like we're back down to square one again? It's because there's some unresolved issues in our past that you don't even realize is keeping you from dreaming. Or if it's not keeping you from dreaming, it's keeping you from doing. And last night, one of those unresolved issues came up in my life, and I've been fighting that demon all day, rebuking it in the name of Jesus about my life is not over because that kid hit me. I didn't even realize, y'all, because I teach this stuff and I tell that story all the time. And I talk about how I couldn't make Monopoly change with my son right after that accident, about how I had migraines for the first time, about how I would blank out and forget where I was, you ask me what this is, and I would say cup. And in my mind, I was saying cup, but when it would come out of my mouth would be phone. Like the journey from where I was to where I am today is just such a transformation. It's such a miraculous healing in my life. And I thank God for it, that I did not even realize that feeling of lack and that feeling of loss was latent under the surface. And it wasn't a business issue that brought it out. It was a personal issue of my son driving. And he's got a year and a half before he's the same age as the kid that ended my military career, right? But I didn't realize that was there. And there's something going on in your life that's keeping you from having, doing, and being more. And today's the day that you're going to uncover it. And today's the day you're going to move forward. And even if you can't uncover it, today's the day you decide, I don't know what's stopping me. I don't know what's blocking me. I don't know why I just can't get myself up off this couch and do what I got to do. But I'm going to plant a flag here for my future. I am going to make a decision today that I'm going to move forward in my life. I am going to go and do what I know I need to do, even if I don't feel like it, even if nobody agrees with me, even if nobody supports me, even if I don't feel like I can do it the way I want to because I don't have any money. And JJ Conway keeps telling me, don't go into debt for your business. Just do what you have with what you have. So I'm going to try it, even though that's not what I want to do. It's not going to be big or go home. It's not going to be super splashy, but I'm going to take that step, and I'm going to take that step today. I'm encouraging you. Take that step today. Do what Dr. Jonas said to do. He said, stop getting ready. How many of us are always getting ready? Well, he got my number on that one. We were live in the conference. I was sitting there. I was like, that was me. That was me all day long. Getting ready to get ready. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. 3 to get ready. Gonna reorganize my office again. 3 to get ready. Gonna install the new system again. 3 to get ready. 3 to get ready. Let's move off of getting ready and get on a 4 to go, because it's only in taking the action. It's only in moving forward that we are going to break free of the things that have been holding us back. And you may not even know what's been holding you back, but you can still break free. See, I'm not telling you to go and take thousands of dollars in counseling to uncover, oh my goodness, I feel like my life is over because that kid hit me almost 6 years ago. I'm not asking you to uncover that. That erupted up, it bubbled up, it came out last night. And I had the good sense, praise God for some good sense. I didn't always have good sense when I was younger, but praise God, I'm getting some good sense. I won't be an old fool after all. But I had the good sense to say, this is not normal. This is not me. This is not helping my goal of having my son be a confident, strong driver. I am removing myself to the back room until I can calm my little self down. Sometimes we may not have that eruption to come out and say, whoop, I got to deal with this. Sometimes dealing with it is doing exactly what Dr. Jonas said, daring to dream. Just to even think about what it might be like to be out of debt, to be financially independent, to have a thriving ministry. A lot of times we put things under the banner of nonprofit because we're afraid to admit that we don't think we're any good. And if we're not any good and it's in a nonprofit sense, then it's okay because we weren't trying to make money anyway. We're doing it for God's glory. But it's the same principles. It's the same principles. We have to be causative in our life. See, there's universal laws, and we talked about this morning for those of you who are online with me this morning. And if you're not online with me, I encourage you to go back and watch my walking videos. They're fun, and they're just stream of consciousness, enjoying topics. But we dig into a couple things, and one of the things we dug into this morning is we dug into this concept of the fact that a lot of us are not causative in our lives. We don't understand the law of gender. We don't understand that there's a germination period for all seeds, whether that's a physical seed that you plant in the soil or whether it's the seed of your dream in your heart. See, we think we plant the seed and we're going to water that seed and tomorrow we're going to have a whole big bouquet. But that's not how it works. It doesn't come out like that. All right. You plant the seed, and after it gets enough water, and after it's been in enough warm soil and enough sunlight warming that soil, the seed says, oh, looks like I've got enough good conditions to grow. Now I'm going to break through the outer shell, and that little I'm not a horticulturist, so I don't know the proper terms, but that little sprout begins to break out through the seed, and it begins to work its way up to the soil. But it takes time before that even happens. It takes time. It takes time of that seed. And some seeds take longer than others. My Thai chili peppers, they take like 2 months. 2 months of looking at that soil like, are they good? Are they going to grow? Are they dead because I've been carrying them around in a mason jar in the fridge, and the last 3 assignments has been like 10 years since I harvested them from my yard? Are they going to grow? Are they dead? Are they viable? Some seeds just take longer than others. Other seeds, you can get a bag of beans from the grocery store. You can put them in a Ziploc bag with some paper towel and some water, put it in a dark place, and 2-3 days from now, it's going to have busted through the outer shell of that seed. Every seed has a different germination period. And whatever seed of an idea, of a dream, of a ministry, of a book, of a business, of the family that you desire, of the health that you desire, any seed that's worth planting and worth growing in your life is going to have a germination period, and it's going to be different from you and me to him to her. But when we understand that there is that germination period, we don't just give up when we don't see something the next day. We say, okay, this has to germinate. This has to grow. See, when I want to have my best health, I don't just give up January 7th, after I've been going to the gym and fighting everybody else who's got a New Year's resolution, and they're crowding up all the treadmills and crowding up all the recumbent bikes, and I can't hardly get on a machine, and I've been fighting. Then I get on the scale and I ain't lost a pound. And because I've been working out when I didn't used to work out, now I'm all swollen up. I got all kind of inflammation going. So now, not only did I not lose weight, but now I'm bigger. I don't just give up. I say, okay, this seed has laid dormant for so long. The seed of my best health has laid dormant for so long that I have to have enough sunlight day after day after day after day. I have to be in the right soil day after day after day after day. I have to have the right water day after day after day after day. And then the seed will bust through. The seedling will bust through the outer shell of that seed. Then your health will break forward. And how long that germination period is for your health is dependent on a lot of different things. And it's different from you to me. So maybe I remember one year I worked out for a year. My weight was pegged at 151 pounds. I was a size 10 on top and a size 12 on the bottom. And I became a size 8 on top and a size 10 on the bottom for all of about 1 month. And then finally, the week before I found out I was pregnant with my miracle firstborn, my weight dropped 3 pounds. And I was so excited. It had been pegged for a year on top of running marathons, pegged for a year on top of doing weights, pegged for a year on top of teaching fitness classes for the Air Force. We went and got our fitness certification, and I used to teach fitness classes. It was actually really, really fun for me. I really enjoyed it. I would love to do it if I could feel like I could get myself back into shape. I might enjoy to do it because I'm a natural teacher, and it's something that pushed me to be better in my own health, right? But a year, y'all, I would get on that scale. I would just know I would have lost weight. Nope, same weight for a year. And then as soon as it dropped, they say sometimes you lose weight right before you find out you're pregnant. Well, that's what happened to me. And my weight has never gone back down there again. But there was a year, and I didn't just give up and say, well, I'm not losing any weight. I'm not losing any weight. The Air Force says I should be 135 pounds. I don't know in what world I was ever 135 pounds. I think I starved myself to get into the Air Force Academy at 130. And then I think I starved myself for every weigh-in. But by this point in the military, they had changed their fitness standards. I don't know why I'm talking so much about weight when I'm really supposed to be talking about money, but it's the same principle, y'all. Somebody on the line today or listening to this as the podcast later must be struggling with your weight, and your frustration with your weight is transmuting into a frustration of energy with your money. So your frustration in this area of your life is spilling over, and it's being reappropriated in your body to result in frustration in other areas of your life that put a block for you achieving your goals. Okay, so we're gonna hang on this for a second, and I'm gonna go talk more money specific. But in that situation, I didn't just give up and say, well, I've been working out for a year. I've been working out for a year, and I didn't. Satan, I rebuke you. That's the devil doesn't want you to hear this. See, the devil doesn't want you to change your life. He wants you to be stuck in misery and bondage, because when you're stuck in misery and bondage, he knows you can go to church all day long. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I praise you. I won't complain. I've had some hard days. The hills have been hard to climb, but still I'll praise you. And he knows that you won't be effective for him. So we're going to get this point out today. All right. That year of being at the same weight, despite all the working out, despite all the marathons, despite teaching the fitness classes, that year of being the same way, I didn't give up and say, well, it's not working. What else was I going to do? I looked for some other indications. And see, when that seed is still a seed in the soil, and it's waiting for the right conditions, it's waiting for the world around it to tell it, I've got good conditions for you to grow. It can't have just one good day of sun and one good day of water, because it needs to know that I'm going to have consistent days of sun and consistent days of water. And your body and your psyche and everything in your life is the same. We can't just go on one vision retreat and then all of a sudden we're good now. Your body don't even trust that, because if you're my age or older, you've been lying to yourself for 50 years. You've been telling yourself you're going to make this happen, you're going to make that happen, you're going to make that happen, and come around 3 weeks from now, you're going to forget all about it. You're going to let it go by the wayside. It was too hard. It was too this. It was too that. You don't understand. I live in a small town. I have this issue. I have that health issue. Oh, I understand real good. I understand real good. You're not giving that seed what it needs. And what it needs is consistency. It needs consistency of sunlight, consistency of water. It needs consistency in the soil. It needs to know that if I sprout today, something's not going to kick me tomorrow and I'm going to be exposed too soon. It needs to know that, oh yeah, I got good water today, but I need to know I'm going to get good water tomorrow and the next tomorrow and the next tomorrow. And maybe in a month of tomorrows, there might be one day that the water's not great, but the day after that, it'll be okay again. So I'm okay sprouting. And in our bodies and in our life and in our money, some of us, we have not made welcome the abundance that we say we want. We have not made welcome the abundance that we complain we deserve. We have not made welcome the abundance of health, wealth, and spiritual growth that we say is our birthright, because we haven't given ourselves consistency in our nutrients. We haven't given ourselves consistency of sunlight. We go to a conference and we get some sunlight and we operate at a higher frequency, and now we see more opportunity and everything looks exciting and new. And then we go back home and we go right back into the old darkness. We go right back into watching the same old lame shows on TV. We go right back into watching the news that saps all the energy out of us. We go right back into talking to the same old people who ain't done nothing for the last 20 years and ain't going to do nothing next year. And that energy of that sun, our little seed in us says, well, we're not there yet because I got some sun. But then these next 5 days, all I got was nothing. All I got was misery. All I got was darkness. All I got was discouragement. I hope you can use this today in applying to your life Dr. Jonas's talk, Dare to Dream, and then do it now. I'm encouraging whatever that next step is. I'm encouraging you to do it now. You've been worried about it. You've been avoiding it. You feel like it's going to take too long. Let me give you an example of this. When I first moved into my husband's house after I retired from the Air Force, he had this window that was coated with spider webs and egg sacs and just all kinds of nastiness. And it was right there in the kitchen. So when you're washing dishes, you're looking at all these webs and all this nastiness. And I was just like, I can't handle this. And when I used to visit, when we were in two separate households, he would mostly come to visit me. But every once in a while, I give the man a break and I come out here and visit him, But when I would visit, I'd be like, you really should do something about that. It grosses me out. Well, he never did anything about it. And so then I start getting all up in my feels. Well, it's not my job to clean that out. If he loved me, he would do. Y'all, we do some things, don't we? Do some things. But I'm finally now moved out here, and I'm like, you know what? I've been asking this man to clean this thing out for 3 years now, and he ain't cleaned it out. If I want to clean, I'm just gonna take action and clean it out. But then I didn't want to touch it. It was nasty. Now I know y'all tougher than me, and I know I was in the Air Force for 23 years. You think I would be tougher than this, but I did not want to touch this nasty window screen and clean it out. But y'all, I avoided that thing for like 2 months, and every time I would do dishes, that negative energy would come. Not only the negative energy of it not being done, but the negative energy of the fact that I was asking for it to be done, and then the negative energy of the fact that I'm gonna have to be the one to do it. So finally, I just like, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna go get this done. Y'all, it took 45 minutes. That was it. 45 minutes, months of agonizing. 45 minutes, years of asking somebody else to take care of this problem for me, because it really was his responsibility. It wasn't my house, it was his house. I mean, it's technically our house, but you know, it was a premarital asset, so it technically on paper wasn't my house. Look, we can make any excuse we want to make excuses for, but in 45 minutes, all those years and months of negative energy did not have to be in my life. And today you are avoiding something, and every time you walk past that stack of bills, it's negative energy. Every time you walk past the picture of this person you haven't talked to in months, negative energy. Every time you walk past the list of all the things you need to do, negative energy. You don't even want to go to the mailbox because you know you can't even pay those bills, negative energy. And I'm telling you, if you'll do it now, I'll bet that not only will it take a lot less time and effort than you thought, for how much of your time, energy, and effort it has sapped away from you, but you will also now have the momentum to move forward in your faith, your family, and your finances. That's all I've got for you today. I'm JJ Conway. I want to thank you for being here on the Wealthy Me in 23 Monday rebroadcast. We'll be back next week with another powerful talk, and I invite you to come with me backstage and join in the discussion. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel fired up and powerful about what I was talking about today, but I would love to hear what you have to say about what these speakers are bringing to the table. So join me next Monday, and if you want to get the complete collection of the talks, it's only $20.23. That's right. For 2023, you can have all of the Wealthy Me in 23 talks, including my exclusive look at investing in these turbulent times. Y'all, it is a treat not to be missed. You can get it today at jjclink.com/WM23 for Wealthy Me 23. Again, I'm JJ Conway. Y'all take care and be blessed.